trying to get high in the sky. A big frustration for Southland passengers, all because someone wanted to light up.
The CBS 2 team is here, and the flight diversion is our top story. A passenger was busted for smoking weed in the lavatory of a Southwest flight from San Francisco to LAX.
That forced an emergency landing in San Jose. And CBS 2's Crystal Cruz is live in Burbank right now, where many of those passengers ended up. Crystal?
Hi, you guys. And tonight, some of the passengers say they did smell marijuana. Another passenger told us he smelled smoke. But tonight, huge inconvenience for people hoping to land right here in Los Angeles. But instead, some people are back in San Francisco. Others had to fly into Burbank hours later. Here's some photos from inside the plane. You can see firefighters talking to the man caught smoking in the bathroom. A passenger told me he heard an alarm go off, a loud screeching alarm he's never heard before, knew something was definitely wrong. The passengers say the pilot got on the intercom and told them a man was smoking, and that's why they had to divert. Some passengers hopped on a plane to Burbank after they landed in San Jose, and one shared his experience with us when he got here.
All the time I've been traveling, this has never happened. So it was pretty unbelievable that we're kind of in awe. Like, are you serious? This is happening? You're smoking in a plane? You couldn't wait an hour and a half? Looked like that someone needed to smoke a joint on a plane, and he went into the bathroom, smoked his blunt, set off the fire alarm.
We were flying from San Francisco to LA, so up we went and going on the descent, and all of a sudden I see a look on the flight attendant's eyes, and we smell smoke, and we hear a smoke alarm, beep, 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 which was not something like a text signal or anything like that. So we knew something was wrong.
And some passengers did receive $100 vouchers. It's also illegal to bring marijuana onto a plane because the airlines are regulated by the feds. I'm Crystal Cruz, live in Burbank. Back to you guys.
Okay, Crystal, thank you. The CHP is warning drivers tonight to avoid the Cajon Pass until late tomorrow morning because of the possibility of heavy fog.
Yeah, they'd like to avoid a repeat of this, a massive pileup that occurred earlier today, several cars and trucks smashing into each other. Others flipped in the southbound lanes near Hesperia. So let's get to Garth Kemp with the conditions up there at this hour. Garth?
Yeah, well, we're waiting for things to start pushing themselves back in. We should get just as thick a marine layer as we saw last night. Remember yesterday I said last night, early this morning, be about 1,000 feet thicker. I think we do about the same thing again tonight through tomorrow. This will be the last throes, though, of this marine layer that's coming through our way. Right now it's building in through the area, into the valleys as well. You can see out towards Santa Monica. So how much we're going to get, how long is it going to last? Will there be a warm-up coming our way? We're going to go from one extreme to the other as we get out of May gray. Will we slip in the June gloom? Lots to talk about. We'll show you that. We'll show you the overcast coming up in just a few minutes. Back to you guys.
Look forward to that, Garth. Thank you so much. Now to some breaking news. A sewage blockage caused a major mess in San Gabriel tonight. CBS 2's Jeff Nguyen is live in that city where crews have been working all night long to make repairs. Jeff?
Jeff, there is certainly a smell in the air right now after raw sewage started leaking up at the side of this house. The homeowner here says that human waste started bubbling up at around 4 o'clock, and that is why you can see the ground is still damp right now. Let's go ahead and show you some video of workers trying to fix the problem earlier this evening. That's when a sewage pump failed because of a leak. That led to a backup, which filled a tank with sewage. Now, the spokesperson for the city of San Gabriel says that the backup killed a pump, which caused sewage to be backed up, and it wasn't able to go upstream, so a work crew was sent to fix the problem. Now, this is a picture of what it looked like at the side of Alicia Zepeda's home. Workers had a tough time getting to the pump because it was covered with raw sewage. Each time it was cleared away, it started filling up again, so they diverted the flow through a valve to clear the tank. That allowed workers to inspect the pump and reactivate it. Let's hear from Alicia Zepeda on what she witnessed.
It was horrible. It's happened before, like 3 years ago, so I kind of knew the feeling about it. The toilets were bubbling, the shower was bubbling, water was coming up from the tub, so I ran out to the side and I knew it was the main line, the sewer line from the city that was backed up.
So the waste is now moving in the right direction. Tonight it is unclear what caused the pump failure. The city is hoping to have an update for residents and business owners by tomorrow. But in the meantime, if you want more information on this, you can check out InsideSanGabriel.com. But that's the latest for now. We'll send it back to you.
Okay, thank you, Jeff. Detectives tonight are dealing with a bloody mystery in San Gabriel Valley. It started with a trail of blood found at a home in Azusa. Then a body was discovered several miles away in the Angeles National Forest. CBS 2's Rachel Kim is live tonight in Azusa, where detectives are trying to sort it all out. Rachel.
Yeah, Susie, right now sheriff's homicide detectives are still up in the Angeles National Forest up the road here where they found that man's body. They're working to find out who that man was, and they're going to figure out if he can help solve another case they're investigating. Up along Highway 39 in Azusa, LA County Sheriff's investigators have a crime scene. They came up here and found a body about 30 feet down the side of the road after getting information that may be related to another case they're investigating nearby.
Based on the clothing, it is a male. However, what we don't know at this point is whether it's related to the incident that occurred in Azusa.
Lieutenant Derek Alfred is talking about what the Sheriff's Department is calling a suspicious circumstances investigation. Monday night around 10:15, deputies responded to this home on Goodway Drive for a disturbance call. When they arrived, no one was there, but they did find a large amount of blood inside the house, a trail of it outside, and this game chair left on the curb. Based on the blood and the evidence there, deputies concluded that either a medical emergency or a crime had occurred.
As of now, we still don't know that this person that we found is actually linked to that situation there. So until we can identify this person, determine their manner of death, we can't call it the Azusa incident a homicide yet.
Detectives say all they have at the home so far is a scene that's indicative of an assault, but they don't believe any resident of that home was murdered. If you have any information about either one of these cases, you're asked to call detectives at the Sheriff's Department's Homicide Bureau. Back to you in the studio.
Watch out, watch out. Oh my God.
Well, you're not going to believe this. A crazed carjacker who just wouldn't quit, fending off pit maneuvers and more in this desperate fight to escape. Officers went toe-to-toe with that carjacker today. And CBS 2's Tom Wade is live in Burbank right now with reaction from drivers who feared that he might come then after them. Tom?
Yeah, that's right, Jeff. Pretty incredible video, right? Imagine all of this happening just as you're trying to get to work in that morning commute. Take a live look out here on Riverside Drive. This is where this all came to an end. You can still see those skid marks out there. And as we pan over here, you can see this whole thing came back up onto the sidewalk, into the grass, and that's where it all ended. Horrified drivers were watching it all unfold. A driver captures this wild scene. A carjacker in a rough and tumble surreal chase with a CHP officer. Not even a stun gun can bring the guy down. He somehow fends off the officer, gets back in the stolen SUV, and manages to drive off. The SUV is so heavily damaged from all of the cars it slammed into, the carjacker can't even keep it going straight.
I came off the freeway, came under that bridge, and it was literally sirens.
This man got caught up in the thick of the chaos.
I wasn't even sure what was really going on until I saw the guy in the scuffle get into this car, and then he's trying to go on three wheels, and the cop's crashing into him, and then the cop crashes him into a pole.
I don't want to get hit by this guy.
Passengers in another car also shot video of the mayhem. You'll see the stolen SUV appear in the center of your screen. Not even a pit maneuver could stop him.
Oh, dude. Oh my God. Oh my God.
It was pretty insane, and I'm seeing this and knowing that this car is on three wheels, pretty much going, please don't hit me.
The owner of the stolen SUV is this woman. She says the whole ordeal started with the carjacker rear-ending her.
The guy ran right by me, got in my car and took off, and has totaled my car.
Pretty incredible through all of that. There were no serious injuries. The CHP says that they did confirm that the carjacker was on drugs. Reporting live in Burbank, I'm Tom Wade. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Tom. The search continues tonight for a missing 8-year-old. Deputies say Dylan Kostenko was taken from school in Carson yesterday by his mother, Daria, who does not have custody of him. The Sheriff's Department also released security camera video. They say it shows Daria Kostenko walking away from the school with her son.
Yeah, deputies also looking for 2- and 4-year-old brothers Noah and Seth Weisner. They haven't been seen since an unsupervised visit yesterday from their mother, Iman Milner. She was supposed to return them to the Ladera Heights home of their father. If you know anything, please call 911 for information.
California could soon be the first state to offer health care coverage to immigrants regardless of their status. Today, the state assembly and Senate passed bills to extend Medi-Cal to people of all ages, documented or not. The expanded health programs could cost the state, though, hundreds of millions of dollars a year. Many Republicans fought hard against the legislation, sparking a heated debate.
The hardworking citizens of California should not foot the bill for illegal aliens in this situation. The last thing we should be doing is putting others before our own citizens.
Governor Jerry Brown still needs to sign the bills into law if both houses of the legislature pass them.
Roseanne is still firing back on Twitter tonight, and the maker of Ambien also firing back.
That's ahead. Plus, not paying rent for months? Southland residents say they're sending a strong message, but will it put them on the street?
And it's cat versus dogs, but this is one big cat.
Hi, everybody. I want to see the litter box. I'm Garth Kemp. Coming up, we'll talk about some fog, low clouds back, and a big warm-up on the way.
And here's a look at the guests tonight on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert.